Right now, I think we can all agree we're in a time where electric cars and SUVs are taking over the market. Not only that, they're using names with so much heritage, like the Mitsubishi Eclipse that used to be an all-wheel drive 4G63 turbo monster, or the Blazer that used to be an icon of four-wheel drive and off-roading is now a vehicle just to take your kids to soccer practice with a Camaro front end on it. And even the new Subaru WRX used to be a rival against the Mitsubishi Evo that now lost this competition, so they lost their innovation. So what I'm trying to say is a lot of new cars are dull and they don't have that flair that their older counterparts used to have. If they're gonna make these cars boring with no soul, at least make them look cool, and that's what we're gonna be talking about in this video. In this video, we're gonna talk about 5 car trends that I wish were still around. So number 1 on this list is going to be vinyl decals. This was huge in the 70s and 80s, and I really wish this still existed. My favorite car of all time from when I was a baby all the way till now is a Trans Am, especially the second gen. And one of the things that makes a second gen Trans Am go down in history is that Firebird. A lot of it goes to Smokey and the Bandit, but I mean, anybody who had one of these, I don't think they want to take it off. It's part of the car, and without that Firebird on it, it wouldn't be a Trans Am. Not only did they have animals, but they had cool decals for fuel injection. I mean, back in the day, fuel injection was brand new. They had to tell the world that their car had fuel injection, like the third gen Camaros. You also see on the A86, they have that side decal on there, showing off that twin cam 16 valve engine in the biggest letters, taking up half of the damn door. The one thing that was really big in the 80s was side decals for off-roading vehicles like the Suzuki Sidekick or even the first gen 4Runner. Throughout the models, they had a new decal for every single year, and it always kept the vehicle looking fresh. Nowadays, they barely have any decals. The only car that I've really seen with a decal recently is a new Integra. It takes up a good portion of the bottom of the car, and if they brought vinyl decals back, I feel like it could sway the younger audience and make the cars look a little bit cooler, even though they are a boring electric SUV. For number 2 on this list, I want to talk about hidden gas caps, and the reason why I love this so much is because on almost every car nowadays there's a rectangular square that's cut out that you can see, and it kind of just looks ugly. If they would hide it behind a taillight like they used to do on the Bel Airs, or even if they hide it behind the license plate like in a lot of older muscle cars, it would just make the side of the car look so much better. Not only that, but it also makes it so much easier to pump your gas. In modern cars, you either have it on the left or the right side. But if it was in the middle, you wouldn't have to go around the gas station figuring out if your gas cap's on the left or right, because you could park at any one of them, lift up your license plate, and stick that baby in, and there'd be no problem because it's in the middle of your car. Sure, maybe the reason why these went away is because if you get hit in the back, it would start leaking gas. And of course that's bad, but in electric cars nowadays that's not the case, and I feel like a lot of them, instead of putting it on the side of the car, could just stick it in the taillight or somewhere cool and make their quirky electric cars even a little bit more quirky. For the third thing we're going to talk about, guys, is going to be something that a lot of cars do not have, even back in the day. It was almost very rare that a car was made with a boat tail, but my gosh, do I love a boat tail. On the second gen Corvettes, they had a beautiful boat tail down the back window, and it just looked gorgeous. Also with the Buick Riviera, oh my gosh, man, that is just a sick looking car, and you don't see anything like this anymore. I feel like nowadays car companies aren't taking a lot of risks, and the only new car that has a boat tail is a Rolls-Royce boat tail, and it costs $28 million. So it's kind of out of the range of everybody. If they would make an affordable car with a boat tail, I feel like it would be cool and different enough for people to buy it. And even that car doesn't even really look like a boat tail, because the back thins in a little bit, but it doesn't come to a point like a Corvette or a Riviera or any of those other 1920 Roadster boat tails. And number 4 on this list, I know you guys had to guess it because I've owned an A86 and a Miata and an MR2, all with pop-up headlights. This has to be on the list. It's one of the coolest car trends that ever existed. Not only pop-up hidden headlights in general. On the Buick Riviera, they would open up like a clam. On the Porsche 928, they would come up like frog eyes. On the Corvettes, they would spin around and come up. I mean, there's so many different versions of pop-up headlights, but all of them are so unique, and it makes a car have their own little personality. I understand the reason why they stopped making them, because sometimes the motors would fail and your lights would not be able to come up at night, or you'd be going too fast on a pedestrian walkway and stab somebody while your light is popped up. But still, it is one of the coolest car trends of all time. And for number 5 on this list, I've got to go with another one of my favorite car trends, which is tail fins. And they just look so damn sick. They started out on the 1948 Cadillac, and the car with the biggest and most obnoxious tail fins that looked like you're coming straight out of a Batman movie was the 1959 Cadillac Eldorado. I mean, it just looks like a futuristic car. And I feel like right now all of these cars that they're coming out are just trying to look so futuristic that why don't you just add a tail fin to the car and see if the consumers like it. Another couple of my favorite cars with tail fins is the 1957 Dodge Corvette. I mean, that thing is just beautiful, and I feel like the tail fins just add that extra punch to it to make it seem like it's a jet. Another car that I love the tail fins on is a 1959 Chevy Impala. It's really cool because these tail fins, instead of going up, go out, and the back just looks like an angry ass cat. And then the last one that I want to point out is the 1958 Mercury Parkline. I mean, just look at this car. This is what I imagine the future of cars to look like, and it was in the past. We need to start making cars that look as cool as this. This car was so cool that the top taillights look like lightsabers and the bottom ones look like rocket thrusters. I mean, what else could you want from a futuristic car? So I hope you guys enjoyed this video of the top 5 car trends I wish came back in the modern day. If you guys did enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like down below and tell me in the comments what is your favorite car trend. Also, make sure to join the Discord down below. We talk about cars and play some games. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.